did? You got your...
No, it wasn't working. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Nope.
Can you hear me?
I can't even hear me. This is like a. It's as if it's not. Are you talking yet? Yours not working either?
Oh, no, I'm on.
Oh, you might as well go ahead because I'm. This is not working.
I can hear you. I can hear you banging.
Really? I can't hear you. I can't. I couldn't hear myself.
I can hear you banging there.
Yeah, there was no.
If you can only hear me by listening beside you, can you still get this audio right here?
Yeah, if you like put it around your neck, perhaps, and just have like the mic like that.
Can you,
Yeah, that would be good.
I can hear you.
Well, you go ahead. I'll.
Good afternoon, and welcome to the championship game for the Osprey Winter Classic between Millwood Knights and the Bayview Sharks. Sorry to be joining you slightly late. We had some technical difficulties, but we're still working on them, and we're just going to move forward. So we have in guests, we have the Bayview Sharks. Millwood is guest, and they're up 11-3. John Skinner right, bring the ball up. Big three in the corner by Isaiah Parsons. And a big three right back there from Paul Ochlo. Follow up on a missed rebound for Bayview by number 13, Kenny McDonald. Millwood has a starting five that are grade 12 players. They have 7 grade 12s on their roster. That putback basket by number 4, Fabian Colley, grade 11. That's a nice pin basket there by number 9, John Massey. Sorry, Donovan Reed, number 9. No call there. Bayview looking to push it. Set three-pointer. Set three-pointer there by Isaiah Parsons, the second three of the game. So on the mic tonight, I'm Leslie States, and I have Coach Bev Greenlaw with us.
Although not necessarily on the mic.
Although he might be in and out with a little bit of his technical difficulty. But, Coach, even though we weren't on the mic early, what do you see from both of these teams early in the first quarter?
Well, I was just watching it earlier while we were trying to deal with the technical stuff. Millwood controlled it early, and it seemed to take Bayview a notch or two to adjust to that. Then Bayview with Sejan Skinner Wright really pushing the pace for them at the point. And that's a change since the last time we saw them play. He came off the bench the last time.
That's
I know
right.
they've had some injuries and stuff, and I know talking to Coach Higgins yesterday, he was saying that he was trying to make some adjustments and whatever. It would appear one of them has been to put Sejan into the starting five, and at the point, he's really helped them to push the pace. And that plus Parsons' very steady shooting from three seems to have brought them back in the game.
Yeah, I remember we watched Bayview a few weeks ago when they played Osprey, and we noticed that Parsons had quite the range for the three-pointers. And so he's come out in the game in the first quarter, and he's already knocked down two. So I would expect that he's going to keep shooting them until they don't go in.
He looked really smooth both from the left corner and from the right slant.
Most definitely.
Very comfortable on both.
Yeah. So Millwood's looking to get that ball inside. As always, they have their big post player and number 9, Donovan Reed.
Yeah, he's very steady for them. But the other thing with them, of course, is they seem to have an array of kids who can knock down the three.
They do. Yeah, they are very talented. You know, and Coach Damon can really look to many players on his team to score points for them. And right on cue there's number 4, Fabian Colley, who's already scored a couple baskets.
Nice find on his slash down the alley,
And
the
a big
kid found
steal
him well.
there from Paul Otho to put back. Quick fingers, quick
Didn't
steals.
see it quite soon enough. It was there a second or two before he saw it.
Yeah, the Millwood team is quite athletic, and they will really try to disrupt what Bayview is looking to do this afternoon. No call there. So Millwood's looking to get it back up the floor. Paul set up for the 3, and he drains it. One pass. Found him deep in the corner. Like you said, Millwood has definitely players that they can go to make those shots. So Bayview's going to have to find everybody and make sure someone is guarding them. Another steal there by Paul. And a nice easy layup.
We've seen enough of Millwood lately. We've seen them play frequently enough that their depth is impressive.
They have a very, very deep bench. And I think this is the year that Coach Damon Cole is going to want them to be participating very strong. Got put back there by number 11
by
again.
Parsons, I think, again.
Isaiah Parsons. But Coach Damon Cole, like I said, he's got 7 grade 12s. And so any coach knows if this is the year that you want to win a provincial championship, this would be the time to do it when you're losing 7 veterans. That's a nice spin move into the post by Reed. Millwood has stretched the lead already. They're up by 12. 3 minutes left in the first quarter. Parsons with the behind-the-back pass. And that's short.
Parsons gets a steal, and he'll go to the line. The other factor, too, Leslie, is that we're seeing, particularly coming out of that timeout, you'll notice an obvious increase in urgency and intensity on ball.
Yes.
Defensively for
yes,
Millwood.
for Millwood, yes.
Coming off out of that timeout, they were really getting up into the guy with the ball. Not dictating, but definitely influencing
That's
where
right.
it can go.
Yeah.
And again, as you said, they're athletic, and they're athletic
Yes.
and deeply athletic.
Yes, exactly. Parsons is on the line to shoot two.
So far, Parsons has played very well for Bayview. He's been maybe the outstanding
Yeah, he's been
individual
their
for it.
difference so far in this first quarter.
They're struggling to stay in this one, but he's kind of doing much of the heavy load to do that.
We have all kinds of subs into the game for Millwood. We have number 27 Ryan Miller. We have number 8 Shane
Number
Lucas.
9 for
Number
Parsons,
9.
Ja Massey.
We have number 9 Donovan Reed is still in there. 17. Number 1 Fiori Tashimi. And number 11 Tyler Malva.
Bayview worked very hard in that defensive possession. Really swarmed the basketball, got into the passing lanes hard. So
Bayview now has Ja Massey, number 9, Sejan Skinner Wright, 24, Curtis Harper, number 15, Aiden Taylor, number 12, and Aiden Rondeau, 23.
and Sejan is back at the point.
And we remember from seeing Bayview there a couple weeks ago, Aiden Taylor was a big part of Bayview's success. So he came off the bench this time, which didn't happen the last game. It was a nice push.
Good rebound and put back by
Curtis Harper,
Curtis
number
Harper
15.
there, Les.
So they're back within single digits. Millwood looks to take it deep from the corner by number 27 Ryan Miller, but he misses that.
And it's a good look for one of their better shooters. But again, Bayview's intensity on D in the quarter court now has really picked up, and they're working just hard enough to cause Millwood to miss some of those.
Yes, they
Should
are,
have gone
for
up
sure.
himself on that one. Curtis Harper just came down with the board, had the putback, but chose to try to get it across under the rim to his teammate, but it got deflected.
We have Victorine Oliver, number 3, coming in, and Tyler Mulvey coming back into the game, number 7. Aiden Taylor misses that.
Nice active board
three.
by Sejan Wright.
Rebound by Sejan Wright, and passes it over to John Massey, who nails the 3.
Skinner Wright had a big hand in that one working out for them, Les.
Definitely. He kept that alive. That's off. That 3 is off by number 3, Victorine Oliver. But that one's not by number 27, Ryan Miller.
Bayview was working very hard in that 2-3, and it's helped them to creep back to within range.
For
nice dish by
Aiden
12.
Taylor to find that open player in number 15, Curtis Harper.
Malva has shown us previously he can just really flat out shoot the 3.
Another 3, Tyler Mulvey. Oh, there's a nice steal by Sejan Skinner Wright to finish that, lay that up. 25 seconds left in the first quarter. Millwood's going to bring it up. There's a couple seconds in difference in the shot clock, but looking for a good possession. Shot clock is running down. Kicked up for a 3. Air ball there. 1.6 seconds.
Lost about 2 seconds after the whistle there. The clock kept running. Could be at about 3:06 now. But.
All right. So the end of the first quarter. And Bayview came out with a little bit of extra fight after that timeout, like Coach Higgins. So the score at the end of the first quarter is 31-23 for Millwood Knights. But like you said, Coach, after that timeout by Coach Dan Higgins, there was a different Sharks team that came onto the court after that timeout.
Well, they got just as Millwood had gotten the edge back by really getting up and putting great pressure on the ball, passing lanes, and doing it with D, getting some transition. Similarly, Bayview went into that 2-3, but were extremely active, both on the ball and in the passing lanes, and also to the glass. So just the effort level and the urgency in their defense went up significantly.
Yeah, no, it totally did. It totally did.
And my guess is, if they were trying to remain man-to-man against Millwood, I think they, even with the greatest effort and intensity at this stage of the game, they would be a bit outmanned.
Yes, I would think so for sure. But I think that it also, they started to turn the tide a little bit when Aiden Taylor came on the floor. He changed the intensity a little bit. He scored a basket. He found an open man for a layup.
And I also think when Skinner Wright came back at the point, frankly, their offensive effectiveness just picked up dramatically.
So here we are starting the second quarter, 31-23 in favor of Millwood Knights over the Bayview Sharks in the championship game of the Osprey Winter Classic 2023. The floors are getting just a little bit damp, so they're
in terms of the condensation. Interesting.
So they're looking to try and make sure that they're dry so we don't have any injuries. So Coach JT is out there with the towels trying to make sure the fans are going full blast, trying to make sure that the floors are dry and all athletes are safe. So what are you seeing from the Millwood side, Coach?
Pardon?
What are you seeing from the Millwood side in the first quarter?
Again, Coach Cole goes very deep and seems to use the first half almost as a laboratory experiment for that day.
Yeah.
In the games we've seen them, he's changed who is out there in what combinations when. But one thing that's become very clear is that he knows exactly what buttons to push because his kids, as the game goes on, when they come into that third and fourth quarter, they're motivated.
Yes, most definitely. So we're starting off the second quarter for Millwood with number 3, Victorine Oliver, Shane Lucas, number 8, number 27, Ryan Miller, number 30, Reese Oliver, and number 3, number 7, Tyler Mulva.
But your number 12 kid, Aiden Taylor, had a big hand in that one too. They moved the ball crisply and sharply and simple, but got the 23 kid a really good look.
Yeah. Aiden definitely has an impact. That's a nice step around there by number 3, Victorine Oliver. Bayview starting off the second quarter with Sejan Skinner Wright, number 9, John Massey, number 12, Aiden Taylor, number 23, Aiden Rondeau, and number 15, Curtis Harper.
Harper's done some pretty good work.
He has.
On the boards at both ends. And in that zone, he's been an effective closing out on the wing to the three-point shooters.
Number 14, Jake Darling, grade 10 Jake Darling has come into the game.
That's nicely done. Didn't go.
Victorian Oliver is looking to push the ball.
That's the younger Lucas to the elder Oliver.
Yes.
But a nice little backhand dish there by Shane Lucas.
Coach Cole is gone with a couple grade 10s on the floor right now, and number 3 and number 14.
That's a tough take.
fouls on Jake Darling, and Rondeau's going to the line for 2 shots.
They need to cash in when they get the line.
They do.
We talk
Absolutely.
incessantly about this, but in this situation, you need every point you
Yeah.
can get, because on the floor, you're going to have to work very hard to get 2s and 3s.
That's right. That's right. So those so-called freebies.
And
Nice
although
rebound.
he was 0 for 2,
Nice rebound, Aiden
Taylor
Taylor.
once again turned it into a plus, and they came away with the 2.
Yep. Missed 3 there by number
Mulval
7,
doesn't miss too many of those.
Tyler
but
Merva.
didn't quite get rhythm on that one, I think.
Bayview's looking to move the ball around, try and find an open player. They find
Got it in
Taylor.
a good spot. There
Found
it is.
Taylor.
Nicely done.
And he
Taylor's
again,
really
2 more
been a
points.
difference maker in this
He
game.
has
man.
definitely been a different maker. And like I said, we noticed he came off the bench this game, whereas the last couple of times you saw them play, he started. So the foul there by Sejan Skinner Wright. Hand check.
And Coach Cole, is that wholesale subs?
That's yeah. Looks
Yep.
like five on both sides coming in. So everybody's getting a rest, and we have 5 new players on both teams that entered. Bayview has fought the tide, and they have cut the lead.
Now
in the-
they've made some subs as well.
yes, both sides.
Parsons back on.
Both sides have brought in all 5 players.
Parsons
Nice
gets a look.
reverse.
Long.
Yeah, just a little long, but Bayview just missed getting that rebound.
Had the board, just mishandled it.
Nate McLean just missed getting that rebound.
Nate McLean, number 8. Good hustle to get his hands on it, but
Yes,
then he just
sure.
mishandled it.
And again, that was a good look by Parsons on that 3, and there's a steal there
Makes
by
up
number
for it
10.
with a good gap shoot. And number 8 got the steal, and
Okay.
10 picked it up.
There's a missed shot there by Keenan McDonald. Rebound by Taylor, by Donovan Reed.
Good D.
Oh, what great defense. Great defense there by number 11, Isaiah Parsons.
Parsons has, throughout so far, played very well.
Yes, both offensively and defensively. He's been very active, and he's made his presence felt. And again, he just gets a steal right there on an ill-advised pass by Reed.
Whoa, got the foul.
And that foul's on number 1,
Was it Jashim?
Barry Tashimi.
Now, the last game, his name was being pronounced as Jashimwe. I'm not sure what the correct. I hope we're not.
I was
mangling his
talking
name.
to
Yeah.
talking to Coach Marvin, and
Yeah.
he said Tashimi.
Jashimi?
Yeah,
Okay,
the W.
good.
He had
All
it
right.
as if the
Yeah.
W was silent. So
Okay, all righty.
I'm just going to go by Coach Marvin.
Yep. Coach Marvin's usually a pretty reliable guy.
And I'm going to apologize now if we are butchering your name. We apologize.
because the kid can play.
Yes, yes,
You know.
yeah. That's a nice 3 there
As evidenced by that smooth driving kick.
by Jake Darling. That's a big 3 by 10th grader, taking that big 3, and he can shoot. I mean, he's a son of he's the nephew of Nate Darling, who's playing in the G League, in the NBA G League. But his dad, what's the older Darling fella's name?
So Jason is
Nate's
his
dad. Jason is his dad. Oh, so that might be Nate's brother, younger
Yeah,
brother.
Jason is Nate's dad.
Yes,
so,
and that's yes.
so this is
Nate's
a
younger brother.
Okay,
Yeah.
I wondered that when
Yeah,
I saw the name.
Jason Darling's
And
son.
he's a lefty like his dad was, actually.
Right, right. And so his skills, as you can see, his shooting skills are very clean, and his intensity is right in there, ball high IQ.
Well, I was actually going to mention yesterday, Jason was a very good athlete, left-handed kid for St. Mary's.
Yes.
But actually, he was a Kennebecasis Valley player in high school. That's
Oh,
where
was
he came
he?
from, was KV.
Okay.
They've had some pretty good kids come out of that program over the decades.
So we had number 11, Jaden Lucas, that knocked down those 2 foul shots.
Risky.
A steal there by Darling. And a foul pickup there by Nate McLean.
Jaden Lucas looked like he wanted to shoot that.
He did.
If I'm Damon, and I suspect Damon would agree with this, I don't want him to think that in that situation.
That's right.
We just got the steal. You should be throughput. Get the
Looking
ball
to
over here. We
attack.
get something real good.
Yeah, looking to attack. That's a nice attack on the baseline. Swung that ball all the way over to Darling in the other deep
Interesting
three
enough,
corner.
his release on that is very reminiscent of his dad.
Right. And so Darling hit the 3. Millwood gets the steal. Lucas finishes on a layup. And Millwood's on a little bit of a run here.
Yeah, this, yeah.
And we
Last
got
few possessions, so the response rather than a timeout is a sub. And we'll see.
so Coach Higgins is doing the hockey sub, 5-on-5 off thing. And we have 5 new players back on the floor.
In a sense, you know, it's funny. I haven't had a chance to talk at length to Damon. We had a brief conversation in the hall the other day. There's another 3.
There's another 3.
This Darling
That's
kid
a
can
big
knock
3.
it down.
That's a big 3.
But
And
again, he's one of a bunch on this team that can knock the 3 down.
another big 3 by Darling. And you're right, he looked like his dad shooting that ball. I remember his dad playing at St. Mary's. Aiden actually, I think, had an open
Nice.
wide layup, and he passed it out. Oh, there you go.
Oh,
that's a
that's
nice
well done.
pass. That's nice team basketball. Yeah, nice
The
pass.
Taylor kid has just
Yeah.
played very well. Upshaw
Yeah.
and Taylor are
Curtis
both
Harper,
or Parsons, sorry, and Taylor have both played very well.
There's another one. Oh, a little bit of a heat check there, but he was wide open. So why don't you
That was
shoot
the same
them?
shot he knocked down
Yeah,
twice.
yeah,
just
you're
the last
wide
2.
open. Those
so
are his shots
prior
for
to
sure.
that.
Yeah. No,
Just inadvertent.
back over. Yeah, yeah. No, Darling needs to shoot those shots. Those are his shots. He feels very comfortable. The flow is really good.
The other thing, I can't prove this, but we've talked about this before. He's left-handed, and he's on the right side. I think it works better. If you're right-handed, it works better from the left side, deep corner. I think there's something about the presence of the glass that just affects one's
Perception
sight,
for sure. Yeah.
So it's not that lefties can't knock it down from the left side, and I think Darling's first 3 was from the left side.
Yes.
But I just think your percentage is going to be better if you're on your opposite-hand side in the deep corner. Now, the slant and the other area is a different thing, but
Oh, there's another nice pass.
made the dish harder than it had
Yeah,
to be. He
yeah.
had the underhand dish before he did the little twist and turn.
Millwood's taking it back up court. Another potential steal, but no, get it back. Darling's going again. Oh, he's missed the last 2.
Both good shots to
Yeah,
take,
mostly,
though.
definitely for sure. Both good shots. Donovan Reed doesn't score that put back there.
I keep checking these earphones every once in a while. I still can't hear you, Les. So
Aiden Taylor misses that layup. The rebound there by Biari. Millwood's going back up court. Biari takes a tuck to the hoop for 2.
Deshimley he's smooth.
So there's been another little stretch here, and Millwood has stretched it out to 16 points now. The last couple of possessions, Bayview has struggled to get the ball into the hoop. Now that there was just that was a lapse in judgment.
Part of it is just matchup. Matchup's big, obviously, and matchup for matchup, they're going to lose most of the matchups athletically against Millwood.
Well, I think that last shot, it was a wide open shot, and then nobody moved, and the weak side offense just came in and got the rebound, kicked it back out for a wide open 3.
Yeah.
Um,
It's
you can't have those mental lapses.
yeah.
Um,
Well, my point is when you're losing those matchups, the individual one-to-one matchup, you have to be mentally absolutely urgent
yeah,
in your approach because you've got to compensate for the difference you're giving up.
and that last possession, there was no urgency at all. Um, but Bayview has the ball back again and looking again to attack. Oh, try to put it back on his missed rebound. It was number 13, Keenan McDonald. Millwood's bringing it back up the floor, swinging it in the hands of Darling again. And a foul by number John Massey, number 9. Inbound, Millwood inbound by Jaden Lucas, grade 12. And we see Darling missed one on that on the left side, wide open 3. So he hit a couple.
Oh,
Wow.
that's just bad luck. Good find, wide open. Just got a little too. Kind of tried to make the play slightly before he had the ball.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But again, it kind of underlines the point we're making. The Millwood, are so strong that you don't have a lot of room for error. So when you get an opportunity like that, you have to capitalize.
We have Danico Upshaw, number 6, now in for Millwood, along with Demarion Downey, number 12. Number 4, Fabian Colley finishes that. Victorian Oliver and Jake Darling.
It's a very different lineup for Bayview here.
There's a nice tackle to Hooper on the baseline with number 10, Matt Fort Knox, who scores a basket. There's 1 minute left going into half. Millwood looks like they're running a 5-out. Oh, there's a steal there by number 10, Matt Fort Knox. Looking for a good possession going into the half. The kick out. And it sticks into the corner of the hoop. Tough break there for number 8, Nathan McLean.
We don't have the grades for the Bayview kids, but would you agree that maybe we're looking at some of the younger kids on?
I think they have a couple that are grade 12s, but I don't think there's a lot of them. There's a steal there. Oh, and the ball goes off the hands.
Ball's been a little bit
Victorian
of a
Oliver.
hard to handle for both teams at times today. I don't know whether that has anything to do with the condensation factor or what, but.
And I just noticed another player that Bayview is without this game. We haven't seen, and I don't see him on the bench, is Madden Ross. We saw him last week, and he had a bit of a positive impact for Bayview. So he's also not with the team. So that's it for the first half. Millwood has stretched the lead out to 19. They will go into the half up 53-34 over the Bayview Sharks. So, Coach, what do you think the coaching staff for Bayview are going to try and get the players to focus on going into the second half?
Well, I mean, from what we've seen so far, there only is probably a combination that Bayview can put on the floor and compete consistently with what Millwood consistently can put on the floor. So the question, and again, it's early season. I was talking to Coach Higgins a bit yesterday, and like all the coaches, they're not getting enough practice time.
Mm-hmm.
I think his very best kid is still out of the lineup and injured. So he was saying they've been, you know, just trying different combinations to see what can work. All of that precedes this this speculative thought. The question is he going to try to come back and get into this game in the third quarter, or is he going to kind of use this game against a very strong team to learn and educate different kids on his bench who he may need in different capacities as the season goes on, and also to try a few things himself just to see who among the kids who maybe thus far in the season have not been key players might be able to advance and play bigger roles for his team.
Well,
and again, we don't know the answer to that
I
question.
think last week when we watched them play, one of the main kids that was out was Eamon Johnson,
Sorry,
number
I can't
4.
hear.
One of the kids that was out last week, and one of their main kids was out was Eamon Johnson, but I think he's back this game. So number 4.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a player that they were without last week. So hopefully he'll be able to help them out a bit in the second half. For Millwood, you know, Coach Damon Cole is just going to continue to do what he's doing, which is just bring in the lineups, switch them up, change them up. I mean, they're so deep that they really can put in quite a few different lineups and still be very successful.
The interesting thing, with his team, Les, you were commenting they have a number of seniors.
Seven
and so they got 7 seniors. They got 2 grade 11s.
Mm-hmm.
All the other kids, and I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them, are grade 9 or 10.
Yes, right.
And they're talented.
And they're very talented.
So it's one of the things he seems to do is to, with his mixtures, he'll often have a couple of the seniors with several of the youngsters.
Yes,
and so the youngsters get an opportunity to get that steady presence of the seniors.
That's right.
And develop a little more quickly, perhaps, than they might if they were left to their own devices. But that's a luxury as a coach, but he's exploiting it very well.
Most definitely.
You know.
As I look over Millwood's roster, I think almost every player has played except for 2. And he's carrying like 15 players on his roster.
Yeah,
so.
I think maybe in that last shift he might even, we saw Demarion Downey for the first time in that last shift.
Danico Upshaw for the first time.
Yep, Danico
right?
was out there.
You know.
So he may have gotten everybody in.
Yeah. I don't remember seeing number 26, Alvin Caiolo yet.
Yeah, and I don't know whether he's
I didn't
he's
see his
even on the bench
number.
today. But but I think everybody
else I think has pretty much been in. So
yeah. Now back to Bayview for a minute. I mean, I think that's the big thing is what is Coach Higgins going to make his priority for this. Now the key, you know, third quarter's coming up. We've talked a fair amount about third quarters. Yes. As you know, the whether or not this becomes a kind of catchable score is going to be determined this quarter.
It's going to be determined probably in the first 2 or 3 minutes of this quarter.
Pretty much.
They're already down 19, so they need to come out and they need to score 2 or 3 quick baskets just to kind of make it bearable and then work from there. But if they give up 2 or 3 quick baskets, it could be a long second half for Bayview.
What we've seen so far, the Aiden Taylor, Isaiah Parsons, Sejan Skinner-Wright, those 3 have certainly played fairly key positive roles.
Yes, they have, definitely. Yeah.
And then at times, Rondeau, Harper, those 2 jump out and there are probably a couple of other kids whose names I'm missing, but who have contributed with those 3 and kind of helped them to have good sequences.
Yes, for sure.
So part of the answer to our question, I think, we'll know when we see what 5 come out to start.
That's right. Starts the third quarter. So we're going to take a quick break, and we will be back to start the second half. Thanks.
Your gifts directly contribute to real, tangible change on our campus and will immediately impact all of our students. With your support, we can expand our programs and fund enhancements to our classrooms and co-curricular learning experiences. Your gift, no matter the size, can make a difference.
Thank you for your support.
Thank you.
Thank you for your support.
Thank you.
At Armbrae, the annual fund campaign is really the backbone of our fundraising efforts. That's because the projects are designed to enhance the learning of current students. So we conceive of and raise funds for the project this year, for example, and then we launch it next year. In the past, you've supported projects like smartboard upgrades in classrooms, classroom furniture upgrades, playground equipment, the new class set of microscopes in the science lab, and of course the new bike shelter that's being built this week. So thank you for your support of those projects. Like all independent schools, tuition fees only cover about 85% of our operating costs. So it's through the generosity of donors like yourselves that we're able to bridge that gap. This year's projects include musical instruments, visual art equipment, and smartboard upgrades across all divisions, and of course our scholarship and bursary fund as well. In the coming weeks and months, you'll be given opportunities to support the project or projects of your choice, and I just wanted to take a moment here to thank you in advance for doing so.
Thank you for your support.
Thank you for your support.
Thank you for your support. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your support.
Thanks to your generosity, we were able to outfit our science lab with state-of-the-art microscopes. When we pool our resources together, we can make a significant impact on the Armbrae experience for our students. All gifts, regardless of size, have the power to inspire.
Thank you for your support.
Thank you for your support.
Thank you for your support.
That three-point launch by Aiden Taylor, no go. Looking to get Donovan Reed involved. He wasn't involved very much in the first half, which is really kind of weird for Millwood because that he usually is one of their focal points.
I think, though, if you think about it, he didn't really play that much. I don't
exactly.
think they needed it.
They definitely had other players that stepped up and took the load off for sure.
Which kind of underlines just how powerful they really are.
Exactly how deep they are. Yeah, I mean, when you have a player like Donovan Reed and at the size, 6'6", then you don't need him on the floor. That's saying something. And very talented at that. Nice kick to the corner. Nice release.
Good player and ball movement to get that
Kenny
shot.
McDonald for the Sharks. Nailed that three. We didn't get a chance to mention in the first half, but reffing this game, we have Chris Downey, Stephen Clow, and Joe Harvey
there it is.
Officiating this game. There's a big block there by number 4, Fabian Colley, on
that was a really good
Keenan McDonald.
Good recovery, effort level, and
No,
timing.
and McDonald tried to reciprocate on that block to Lucas, but he got called for the foul. So Lucas, Jaden Lucas, the older Lucas, will go to the line. He's good on the first.
Millwood are just impressive. They're good athletes playing hard, you know.
Great, yeah, for sure. And he's got the second one. We talked briefly before the half about the urgency of Bayview to come out and get a couple baskets to cut into the lead in the third quarter.
Good take there.
That was a great take there. And Taylor.
I think he would probably have liked to have gotten a little higher in the glass and be going for a three-point play right now. But
Taylor scored, missed that layup, but fouled by Donovan Reed. So Aiden Taylor will go to the line for 2 shots. And again, we talked about this in the first half on how Bayview really needs to focus on making these free baskets because it is so hard for them to make field goals.
In boys high school basketball in Nova Scotia is a close game. Making free throws is going to become important. Can you hear me again? No?
Yeah.
So, apologies out there. We're having real my headset is occasionally takes vacations.
So Aiden Taylor went 1 for 2 from the line there. There's a 2 launch there by number 11, Jaden Lucas, off the mark.
Risky, but worked.
Long pass up the court for Bayview, but they're stolen by Biari. An attempt at the hoop by Fabian Colley, rebounded. Millwood still has the ball. Back to the corner. It's off, a 3-pointer off by Biori. He gets his own rebound. Over to Paul Othwell. Back to Biori again. Off the fingers, passing to Fabian Colley. Yeah. But you had it down. You had it down here. I couldn't hear you. There you go. You're gonna get if you're gonna give Donovan Reed that position right underneath the hoop, chances are he's going to make it.
One of the things he does really well is get that position. You have to work very hard before, do your work early, as they say.
Yeah. Yeah, chances are he's going to make that basket more times than not, for sure. We have a foul on Millwood, number 7. Tyler Mova. Bayview, ball on the baseline.
Okay, remember we were speculating when they went in at half which approach Coach Higgins is going to take. I think he's taking the developmental approach. I think he's going to try different combinations and see, what different individuals might be able to bring to each mix.
Yeah, that three-pointer by Parsons was way off. There was a missed three-pointer there by Armbrae for Millwood. Saved rebound.
And there's three misses.
Three
by
misses.
Mulva. Very uncharacteristic.
Three offensive
of that
rebounds.
young man.
Rebounds by Millwood. And there, it finally goes down for Biari to shimmy.
The other factor, with Millwood, they, they get position, they move, etc. They also find each other pretty well.
Yes, they do. Yeah, they find out where that open man is. And there's a steal by Biari.
I like it.
A steal and a layup. And
his game is just so contained and effective,
Yeah, he plays very much under control. Dan Higgins has seen enough of that, and so he wants to call a timeout. He's keeping his players right on the floor, the same 5 are on the floor, and he's just having a huddle with those 5.
Again, let's presume for a minute he is using this half as a developmental exercise, right? It makes sense for him to use all of his timeouts that he will have available this half, because this is now a teaching exercise. He's trying to, again, it's partly an experiment in the sense that he's going to be watching the individual kids carefully to see who will contribute what, and also in what combinations. But it's also a teaching exercise.
If that's his philosophy for what he's doing. If that's his plan for what he's doing, then that's what we're seeing here. The score right now, 64-38 for Millwood. 5:27 left in the third quarter.
So now I don't know that we had Parsons and Harper in combination in the first half, but
they were later in the first.
Were they? Okay, yeah, because the two of them have been good sort of board presences for Bayview. So it'll be interesting to see what having them both on does. Parsons, of course, can move to the perimeter very effectively on offense.
I just wonder what that looks like if you add, say, John Skinner Wright to that, and you also add Aiden Taylor to that.
And the number 6 kid, I think his name is Griffin. Patrick Griffin, yeah. We saw him late in that second quarter, and he brings a little bit of size to their lineup as well.
Parson put up another 3 that was off the marker. First rebound by McDonald. And then another 3-point attempt by Nate McLean off the mark. Darling's back on for Millwood, along with Victoria and Oliver, Shane Lucas, younger of the Lucases, Tyler Merva, and Reese Oliver. That's a great position there, just off the mark for Oliver, Shane Oliver. Parsons is looking, that's a great possession.
Parsons.
He attacked the middle, he drew the defense, and he found number 6, Patrick Griffin, for the finish. That probably was their best possession yet this third quarter.
Mulva inside. Again, a nice feed.
Yeah, a nice easy finish. Just below the dots inside the lane for Merva. There's an air ball there by Griffin. And Millwood's looking to push it back up court.
That's a
good ball reversal. Just off the mark for Victoria and Oliver.
Good look, and had 2 on the glass, but didn't come away with the ball. Bayview did a good job cleaning it up. Risky.
And there's a steal there by Oliver. He's looking for the contact to finish, but he gets the basket without the call. He slowed down looking for the contact to get the and one, and the ref didn't call it, but he was lucky enough to finish the basket anyways. Another steal. He must have 3 or 4 steals now already.
Grade net 10 and
Yeah.
a grade 9.
And
on
a
that 2-on-1.
back and forth there from Shane Lucas to Victoria and Oliver. Grade 9 to grade 10. That was a nice combination there, and a finish.
I like this young Oliver kid, number 3.
Yes.
And Shane Lucas as well. They're both, for young players, they're showing a lot of positive stuff in the games we've seen them.
They are very active. This lineup that Coach Damon Cole has put on, some of the younger players, but definitely playing with a lot of confidence.
Delivered the location for the drop-off. The idea was good.
That's way off by Darling, that 3. And a rebound by 15, Curtis Harper. Bayview is bringing in a whole different 5.
Yeah.
The lead is now stretched to 30 points, 70 to 40 for Millwood, with just under 2 minutes in the third quarter. And that's a big three.
As noted.
Big 3 by Victoria and Oliver.
I think he's going to be a nice replacement for them next season.
Most definitely.
When Tashimi is graduated.
Yes, most definitely. He has definitely shown that he's very comfortable in that role.
Oh, that's a nice delivery.
And there's another 3 by Darling.
And once again, with the risky but very well executed bounce pass through the paint.
Yes.
By young Shane Lucas, young Oliver kid touch pass immediately to the young Darling kid.
That's
who
right.
Gets a nice in rhythm 3.
Yeah, I mean that youth that you
But
see on the floor.
That's very well executed.
They're playing with a ton of confidence. And that was a big basket for Darling because he had gone cold there for a little bit. He had probably missed the last 4 or 5 threes. And so that kind of brought back a little bit of confidence to him.
Oh, is this our number 26? Yep, there we go.
Yeah, so we have
Alvin Chialo.
Alvin Chialo is now into the game for Millwood. We hadn't seen him in the first half. It's worth mentioning that most of these kids, a lot of these kids from Millwood, come out of the Sackville Storm program, club program. Sackville Storm, the minor club program, and a lot of them came out underneath Jason Darling as their coach in that program. A few of the kids have come out of the community-wide, but the majority have come out of the Sackville Storm program, first with Jason Darling and then with Marvin Upshaw as they moved up to 14U, and then they've come over to Millwood to be under Damon Cole. So, their development has been very strong right from the foundation.
And Marvin is very integral in this program as well.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
I know Damon relies on him, and there's a lot of conversations going on between the two of them over there.
Yes, definitely. So
Okay,
that was a big third quarter there for Millwood. They made quite the stretch.
So our halftime question has been answered, I would say, quite emphatically on both teams, actually, because Coach Higgins has decided to use this as a developmental teaching half, and Coach Cole has said, yeah, you know what, and we will too, because he's got a lot of his younger kids out there and giving them a lot of playing time, and it's a chance for his seniors to get a little bit of a rest because, again, they I think, like every other high school team, seems to have been playing a lot of games recently. And, so it could turn out to be a very productive game for both teams in the long run.
Well, and I think for Coach Cole, he is not hesitating at all to put in his younger, inexperienced players that don't get a lot of time. He's very confident to put them out there, and he's confident to put them out there together. He doesn't necessarily need 2 or 3 seniors on the floor with them. They seem to be under a nice flow. He has them. He has the whole team, I would say, very disciplined, so that he can trust them to be out on the court and they're being very successful in that.
And again, from the games we've seen, beginning with that first one where they had to come from behind and 1 by 1 over Armbrae, he very much used the younger kids in that instance as a motivating factor for his seniors.
That's
when
right.
he was not pleased with their effort initially.
That's right. That's right. And in this game here, he's actually letting the juniors, the younger and experienced kids, actually get out there and play the game. He's letting them be out there. He's letting them make their mistakes, but he's also giving them the opportunity to build their confidence.
Yeah, that mistake was simply
Yeah.
2 kids working too hard.
Yeah,
that's not a bad mistake to,
not at
to
all.
have to deal with.
So we have a quick timeout with 9 seconds gone on the clock, and Bayview, I think, called that. So I'm not sure what that's all about. But Coach Higgins saw something that
he may want to. He looks like he's doing some stuff with the court board, so may well want to make a couple of adjustments in what he saw in either the attack or the defense of the attack.
Yeah, very quickly he saw something that he wanted to bring to the attention of his players.
And again, remember earlier we were saying, it behooves him, if this is a teaching game, to use all his timeouts anyway.
Yeah,
right?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I always tell people all the time, you can't take them home. You don't get any money for them, so you might as well use them. You know, the fans, I understand that the fans are like, oh, my God, why is he taking time out with 3 seconds left? Well, because in a closer game, in another game with 3 seconds left, they may actually need to score to win. So a coach wants to set up a play that they've gone through at practice to see how they run it. So, those timeouts are not worth anything if you take them home with you. So you might as well use them. There you go. Right out of that timeout, he gets a basket.
Well,
nice inbound play by Aiden Taylor.
Aiden Taylor back in the game along with Sejan, Fort Knox. Keenan McDonald and number 7
Kyle
McDonald.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, interesting. This will be interesting to see how this group functions together.
Yes, this is another group that we hadn't actually seen on the floor all together for Millwood. So out there, they now have Reese Oliver, Danico Upshaw, Jake Darling, Alvin Caiello, and Jaden Lucas.
Didn't go, but that was good.
Sorry, Demarion
good
Downey.
Movement and got a good look.
Demarion Downey. So this is a crew of young ones.
Continue, yeah.
And some players who don't get a lot of.
My guess is that because Bayview now has a fairly strong unit on.
That's right.
My guess is Coach Cole will go a few possessions with this, and if things begin to
unravel a little bit.
Yeah.
And he just took a look at the clock.
Yeah.
He just took a look at the clock just to see where we're at. Don't want anything to unravel. Nice kick out there.
And
good
also,
look.
you were talking about the fans. Fans may say, well, you're almost certainly going to win the game.
Yes.
But most probably, but the aim is to play at a certain level throughout the game. So,
and you're always teaching. You're always teaching from the first whistle to the last whistle. So.
And one of the things that they've, for this early in the season, they've accomplished is, as a team, we've been talking about it, they play very, very well.
Yes, most definitely. And your goal is to continue that after the Christmas break. So.
And they want to continue that level of play even in the rest of this one.
The league play, there still is another week and a half of games for league play. So all teams will still get probably another 2 games before they go into Christmas break. So you just want to make sure that everybody's on the same page going into the break. I love that play that Millwood runs. Goes around the horn, and then they have their weak side wing slash into the hoop.
Well, when we've
nice
been watching
putback.
Armbrae play, and I continually am going on about lack of ball reversal. That's ball reversal.
Yeah. And
what sets
nice
up the cut is the ball reversal.
Nice putback there by Reese Oliver.
One of the phrases the old timers use is you play the defense like an accordion, right? But you can use a lot of different images, but the idea is make the defense have to move a lot in several different directions, always in response and reaction to your movement. And if you can do that, you can dictate a lot of things offensively.
That last three-pointer by Bayview was by Max Fort Knox. And then we had a travel call by Darling.
Darling got himself in the air and
had no place to
didn't
pass.
have the option that he thought he might have when he left the ground.
So, as you said, so now Bayview has the ball back again. They are down 26 points. So looking to get a couple, string together a couple good possessions. Nice attack and kick. Just off onto 3. McDonald got the rebound but threw it away. Steal.
Nice defensive gap shoot.
A steal, nice take.
Young Mr.
By
Oliver.
Victorian Oliver. St. John's dribbling right into the double team there. And Millwood ends
kind
up
of a
with the ball
teaching
back
point
again.
there. Not really a good idea to take on a double team when you're in that part of the court. Better to avoid that part of the court, period.
Totally. Because that
As you
sideline.
approach center, pull it back, crossover, and head diagonally toward the center circle rather than bringing it up in that vertical alley.
That sideline becomes a third defender on you.
Sometimes 4. Both lines, center and sideline.
There's a big 3 there. Big 3 there by number 10, Max Fort Knox again. That's 2 threes for him the last couple possessions.
And the penetration and easy kick made it probable.
Bayview is trying to bring some life back into the game. Fort Knox gets that rebound and again trying to get up that sideline. Draws the foul by Danico Upshaw.
And Millwood ended up with a okay look, but not a great look. And they hadn't penetrated, so they were playing against the ordered defense of Bayview, and that typically means if it doesn't go in, the defense is going to get the board.
St. John Wright is getting some pressure from Millwood. He gets rid of the ball cleanly.
Move again.
Here goes McDonald trying to get to the hoop. Oh, and it goes in. Number 15, Keenan McDonald. Oh,
that was off
sorry,
script.
Curtis Harper. Sorry, that was Curtis
That was
Harper.
I think that was off script.
Yeah, he just got caught there and he threw it up and it went in.
Nice take.
That's a nice take off the glass.
That's
by Jaden Lucas, number 11.
Risky.
That 3 is off by St. John Wright.
Yeah, St. John made the error there. The minute there was a turnover, he has to get back ahead of both offensive
there
players.
Off the steal by Reese Oliver. That was a great block and recovery back by Oliver. He scores the layup and then gets back down the court to block Fort Knox.
Millwood has done a couple of those today where the kid just really hustled back and showed great body control in erasing what would have been a breakaway.
And then there's a steal by Lucas underneath the hoop. The senior Lucas, Jaden Lucas. Nice pass there,
nice
and a great finish by his younger brother, Shane Lucas. Oh, and then Bayview bounces the ball off of Oliver's head.
Actually, and being able to retain possession by knocking it off the Millwood kids. And there's another timeout by Bayview.
And Millwood has still stretched the lead. It's 86-57. So yeah, I mean, again, Bayview has not gone away. They continue to play. They continue to try to do some things that I think Coach Higgins is asking of them. And some of the players have come out there and really tried to make this game relatively presentable. I don't see anybody with their heads hanging, and I see them out there still working really hard. So that's what you want to see, even when you pretty well know the outcome. How the game's going to finish.
I think he's using the half exactly the way we speculated he might, and he's milking it for every teaching ounce that he can get from it. The use of the timeouts, the the use of different combinations.
Mm-hmm.
Quite possibly he has specific goals or aims that the combos are trying to achieve during their segment on the court. You know, we don't know that part, but I mean, there's a lot of different things you can do in using an in-game instance as a teaching opportunity.
Well, when watching Coach Higgins here, you can see him walking down the bench and talking to the guys all the time. Like, and you know, they ran the same play. They didn't score the out of bounds play. They ran the same play, didn't score this time. But you know, you can see him constantly coaching to his players on the sideline when they come off, or even when they've been there on the bench for a moment. So you have to take every opportunity you can to coach these athletes.
Yeah, I'd like to see Sejan kind of with those doubles. He's trying to split everyone, and you're going against really quick feet and hands, working hard.
Oh, that's a great pass.
Great
that's a great
look.
pass.
Fort
by
Knox
Fort
finding
Knox to Parsons.
Parsons, yeah.
That's a great finish there.
But I would like to see Sejan sort of pull that back and look to attack sort of the outer shoulder of one of the double instead of trying to split each one, because it's not really working out that well.
And that foul was on Aiden Taylor. But what's happening with Sejan is he's actually looking and dribbling into the defense that's already there, the double team.
He's trying to split.
Yeah,
he's trying to split
right.
the double.
So he needs to be able to recognize that it's there before he gets there and get rid of the ball, as opposed to trying to split it and being very unsuccessful at that. So Millwood's on the inbound. Oliver's just going to pull it out for a minute and take his time. Look to have a really good possession. You got 5 seconds on the clock.
Harper was late rotating in on that.
Yes.
I'm just watching Harper on D. You know, he's a very mindful kid. He's even defensively, he's doing very thoughtful things, talking to his teammates. He's really working hard to try to to help his teammates be more effectively defensively.
Miller attacked on the shot clock going down, and then saw Shane Lucas step in and dumped it off just before the shot clock and got the basket on that one. Reese Oliver got his own rebound, got the ball back in play. Another shot clock. They got it off, but they missed the layup.
Maybe the smallest kid on the floor came away with the board.
Great rebound, by Danico Upshaw. Tried to put it back up. He didn't get a call. And we got a scrum on the floor with the ball, and we're getting a jump ball. Underneath the pile is Parsons with the ball.
Even there, Parsons did the right thing by not trying to pass the ball to a teammate. It would have been a guaranteed turnover if he tried.
That's
better
right.
Just possess, accept who's ever coin flip it is, and
Yep.
at least we get to set the D if it's not ours.
That's right.
A lot of kids in that instance, as you know, would have tried to, and it would have been a guaranteed turnover.
Yeah, no. Parsons is in on every play, and he's still playing like the game just started.
He's a very mindful kid. He really is.
Yeah.
I've been watching him on and off the ball, and he's doing a lot of good thinking.
He is. We were impressed with him when we watched him a couple weeks ago, and he's still. And so we have number 30, Reese Oliver, finishing on a layup there. Score is stretched out again, 90-59 for Millwood. Couple subs back in for Millwood. Number 26, Alvin Caiello. That's a steal by Parsons, and a layup. And number 12, Demarion Downey are in now.
Kid who made the pass, I think it might have been Miller, got himself a bad angle and then threw a flat pass across, which is always a bit risky. Good look.
Good look, three-pointer,
Nice.
didn't go by Ryan Miller. Three is off by number 8, Nate McLean.
Down here we got it maybe in it.
What do we
Hopefully
got
he's
going on?
okay.
Who's that? So, got
Demarion Downey.
Got a little slip down there,
Yeah.
I believe. We got 1 minute and 30 seconds left in the game. So We are really trying to get through this game without any injuries.
Yeah. So both teams, all 10 kids are working hard and still trying to play basketball. So.
And trying to keep the floor as dry as possible.
Again, that's why Coach Cole has them on the court, so the kids can make those kind of errors and learn from them and make the adjustment internally.
So 1:20 left in the game. And Bayview working that ball around. Parsons putting up a three. It's just off the front of the rim. Millwood's looking to push it. It's going to be offense is run by Upshaw. Nice take on the baseline.
Just a point on that.
Finished by Demarion Downey.
Demarion Downey. The ball movement is what gave him the angle for the drive.
That's a
when
great
the ball
three-pointer.
moves like that on entry, instead of sticking, he caught it with a half step on the defender.
That three-pointer there by John Massey, number 9. There he goes again. Demarion Downey saying.
Now Bayview's got to learn to rotate harder to cut that off sooner and lower.
John Massey has given him the baseline, and he's taking advantage of it every time. So unless you're going to force him right out of bounds, you can't give him that baseline. Especially if you don't have any rotation
Or once
to help
he's
out.
below the angle of the backboard, just rotate down and pin him there.
Yeah, that's
right?
what I'm saying. Because you don't have any anybody rotating, you can't give him that angle. We're down to the last 17 seconds of the game.
Nice cut.
Parsons tried to force it up there. Didn't get a foul call.
I think referee decided that he was off balance. And
yeah, he was
didn't
definitely off balance. And so Millwood has become the winners of the Osprey Winter Classic, 94-64 over the Bayview Sharks.
Millwood was definitely the class of the tournament
What's that?
Millwood was definitely the class of the tournament from what I saw.
Most definitely. They were definitely by far the strongest team, the most patient team, the most skilled team. You know, I thought they definitely came in very strong. And they are in the province. They're probably one of the top teams, if not the top team in the province right now. So
maybe them and CP Allen right now would be the top.
Yeah, because I think CP Allen beat them last week or 2 weeks ago in somebody's tournament.
Okay.
Might have been Citadel's.
I do think they're.
I think I think CP Allen beat them in Citadel High tournament a couple weeks ago.
From what I have seen so far, though, that next tier of competitors is not that far below.
No.
So there's plenty of opportunity as the season goes on
Yeah.
for those other teams to improve and kind of narrow those gaps.
As the season goes on, you could see a couple teams that could surprise them and steal a win from them for sure.
And that's what makes a season a season.
Oh, that's what makes basketball a great game, right? So who are you picking, Coach, for the player of the games for both of these teams?
Oh, I think the number 3 kid, the younger Oliver.
Victorian Oliver for
yeah,
Millwood High.
He got a lot of floor. I mean, Shimway, when he's on the floor, is just a very, very solid player. But because of the way Coach Cole used his bench kids this day, and gave a lot of time to the kids off the bench,
Oliver played very well. He showed.
I thought he
very
just
well.
did a lot of very good things.
And for Bayview, who are.
But again, I never make these choices because you don't know what flash catches the eye of whoever's standing
but
the hardware out, and I don't tend to.
And for Bayview, who would you be choosing for Bayview?
I like the Parsons kid a lot.
I do, yes.
Yeah.
He works hard. Like he really
he works
does
smart
work hard.
though too. He works hard and he works smart.
Yes.
You
don't see him pick up a lot of fouls. He picks
well,
up. He picks
you
up
don't
a foul
see
or
him making
two,
a lot of errors.
No.
Frankly, on either end of the court.
Right. Yeah. No. So I think that it was a great game. Headmaster Steve is now just speaking to the crowd and thanking everybody for coming out to the Osprey Winter Classic, congratulating both teams. The high school boys league in the province of Nova Scotia is going to be very exciting to watch. Many teams have players that are definitely very entertaining, very quick, can jump to the moon, and so they, in the guys' game, that's what people look for, those flashy, the signs of flashiness, and there's many teams in the province that can do that. So, expect to see the guys' league across Nova Scotia very, very entertaining. So Fort Knox got the Player of the Game award for Bayview. I thought in the second half he played well. I thought he really didn't show out much in the first half, but he definitely made an impact in the second half. From what I hear, Horton High will be hosting the boys provincials this year.
Oh, okay.
So. Yeah, and okay.
Nope,
so,
the other Oliver.
So, yeah,
okay.
Reese Oliver, number 30, got the Player of the Game for Millwood, and again, well deserved. He played very well. When you have a team as strong as Millwood, like you really could pick many players to be the players of the game. That's for sure.
Yep. And again, as I say, the reason I don't indulge too much in that speculation is
yeah, for
you
sure.
just never know what they're looking for.
Yeah.
And what they've seen.
All-Star, looks like All-Star for...
That's probably legit from what we've seen.
For Bayview is Aiden Taylor, and that is not a surprise to us as we've seen him play a couple times.
When he was out there, he played well today.
And All-Star for Millwood is
Donovan
Reed.
And again, when he's been, because this game was probably not
out of hand early.
This game wasn't sort of in the line of all the other games they played in the tournament. Yep.
And your MVP from Millwood Knights is Biare Tashemi.
And that, I strongly suspect, is absolutely a good choice.
And it would have been him or Reed for sure.
Yeah.
But because they didn't need Reed so much in this game, that might have been the difference.
Well, they probably didn't really use either one of them that much this game, but Shimoy just plays such a key role in how Millwood when they're in tough games against the toughest comp.
Right.
How they operate. He's a calming presence. And he's a threat, right?
Yes, totally. He's totally a threat. So there you have it. The Millwood Knights are the champions for the Armbrae Winter Classic 2023. I want to thank you, Coach Bev, for being on the call with me again tonight. We've been here for 3 games, I think, this weekend, and very enjoyable. So thank you, and thank you to Maritime Profiles, who continue to profile our athletes, both men and women, across the province in what I think is almost every sport going. This year has been amazing because they are given the chance for our athletes to be seen worldwide. And so shout out to Tyler and his crew at Maritime Profiles for putting our maritime athletes on the map.
And also the crew, they're very pleasant.
Oh,
to work with as well.
The crew is great to work with.
Not simply competent, but also pleasant to work with.
The crew is great to work with, and we had some little glitches, but we don't let that stop us. So thank you very much, and we will see you again on Maritime Profiles. Keep an eye out for their YouTube channel and watch some of the games.
Okay, pleasure doing this with you, Les.
Thanks.
At Armbrae, the annual fund campaign is really the backbone of our fundraising efforts. That's because the projects are designed to enhance the learning of current students. So we conceive of and raise funds for the project this year, for example, and then we launch it next year. In the past, you've supported projects like smartboard upgrades in classrooms, classroom furniture upgrades, playground equipment, the new class set of microscopes in the science lab, and of course the new bike shelter that's being built this week. So thank you for your support of those projects. Like all independent schools, tuition fees only cover about 85% of our operating costs. So it's through the generosity of donors like yourselves that we're able to bridge that gap. This year's projects include musical instruments, visual art equipment, and smartboard upgrades across all divisions, and of course our scholarship and bursary fund as well. In the coming weeks and months, you'll be given opportunities to support the project or projects of your choice, and I just wanted to take a moment here to thank you in advance for doing so.
Thank you for your support.
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 Your gifts directly contribute to real, tangible change on our campus and will immediately impact all of our students. With your support, we can expand our programs and fund enhancements to our classrooms and co-curricular learning experiences. Your gift, no matter the size, can make a difference.
Thank you for your support.
Thank you.
Thank you for your support.
Thank you.
Thanks to your generosity, we were able to outfit our science lab with state-of-the-art microscopes. When we pool our resources together, we can make a significant impact on the Armbrae experience for our students. All gifts, regardless of size, have the power to inspire.
Thank you for your support.
Thank you for your support.
Thank you for your support.